In the first 69 days of MLB free agency, $2.6 billion has already been spent. But with 5 weeks to go until spring training, teams are still scrambling to fill key gaps. The Los Angeles Dodgers remain the clear power player, but despite a massive spending spree, many other teams still have significant holes to address. While the Mets, Yankees, and Dodgers were in the spotlight with their $1.45 billion collective spending, one-third of the league has yet to reach $10 million in signings. Several teams haven't spent a dime in free agency, including the Miami Marlins, Milwaukee Brewers, St. Louis Cardinals, San Diego Padres, and Seattle Mariners. In the NL Central, the Chicago Cubs have spent just $43.3 million, while the rest of the division has spent much less. The Reds, Pirates, Brewers, and Cardinals are among the teams that have made minimal moves or lost some of their top players. The saga of Juan Soto was pivotal this offseason. 8 teams were reportedly in the running for his signature, but only the Mets succeeded, shelling out $765 million to secure the star. Despite the big names, many teams hesitate to hand out long-term contracts, with only 5 players inking deals longer than 5 years. As for key players like Pete Alonso, there's a chance he could remain with the Mets on a short-term deal, as the team resists offering him the long-term contract he desires. Alonso's agent, Scott Boras, has been comparing his client's value to massive contracts given to players like Freddie Freeman and Matt Olson, but no other teams are willing to take the plunge just yet. Another big name on the market is Alex Bregman, who has received interest from several teams, including the Detroit Tigers and the Toronto Blue Jays. However, contract talks have been slow, and there's a gap between what Bregman is asking and what teams are willing to pay. Meanwhile, there's a buzz around Japanese star Rōki Sasaki, with the Padres emerging as a contender to land the pitcher despite the Dodgers being longtime favorites. The Dodgers and Yankees are not done making moves, either. Both teams still have roster holes to fill, whether in the bullpen or adding more depth to their lineups. The Yankees, in particular, are still pursuing left-handed relievers and infield help. As for teams like the Toronto Blue Jays, their spending spree has been unsuccessful in attracting key free agents. Despite offering massive contracts to stars like Juan Soto and Corbin Burnes, they have yet to make a significant splash, leaving fans frustrated heading into a critical season. With Vlad Guerrero Jr. nearing free agency, the Blue Jays must make some bold moves soon. Other teams still waiting to make their moves include the Atlanta Braves, who have historically been active during the offseason, but have only spent $1.9 million, and the Baltimore Orioles, who need pitching to complement their young offensive talent. Meanwhile, the Padres have yet to make any moves, although the pressure to land Sasaki or make a trade is mounting. Teams are eyeing players like Nolan Arenado, Luis Arraez, and Marcus Stroman as the top trade chips. Meanwhile, for 2025 to 2026, names like Zac Gallen, Framber Valdez, and JT Realmuto will be the focal points of future free agent markets. As the offseason continues, it remains to be seen which teams will rise to the occasion and make the necessary moves to contend for a championship in 2025.